Welcome to the Starters Twitter Show, live on Twitter. Just makes sense. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Hey, everybody.
To my right, that's the bearded one. That's Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Hey, yo. Right there, that's the Aussie. That's Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Next to him, dropping in drops. Starters producer, Matty O.
I'm probably blowing out your eardrums right now.
And finally making all this magic happen. JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Thanks for joining us live, and thanks for listening to the podcast. If you're doing that a little bit later as well. A classic Starters Twitter show.
Oh, already.
Tweet heat, top 5. No, I meant classic elements. We don't know what's going to happen yet.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
We got tweet heat, top 5, some new NBA trivia, a little different version, I guess, of Say What? Say What? And we'll step on the beach to read your tweets. That's part of the fun here. Get them in right now. Hashtag the starters. Comments, questions, whatever you got on the top of your dome, get it in right now. We got Trey back here. He's checking the tweet deck. Same with Matty O. So whatever you got, get it in right now. We got lots to talk about. We'll get into Dwayne Casey becoming coach of the Pistons.
Congrats, Dwayner.
Yeah, we can break that down, whether you like that move, where the Pistons are going from here. Let's start quickly. I don't think we have to spend a lot of time on it. The NBA Finals, we talked about it on last night's show a little bit of a recap. It ended on Friday night. Warriors sweep. Everybody knows that. They got the parade today. So Warriors fans are going to have a blast out there in the Bay. My question for everyone joining us live and for you guys is, how will the 2018 Finals be remembered? When you look back, let's say, 20 years from now, what do you think will be the first thing that comes to mind?
I think it's going to be the fact that it's the Finals that ended LeBron. And by that, I mean ended LeBron in Cleveland.
Okay.
The last one. He realized and understood that the organization wasn't in a good place for him to win more championships going into his 34th year on the planet. And he needs to retool, and that's probably somewhere else.
What do you think, Lee?
Something like that for sure. I mean, this was the one we all felt going in that the Warriors are probably going to destroy the Cavs, and they ended up doing that. I think we all hoped it would go more than 4 or 5 games.
Not all of us.
Honestly, I think if the Cavs win that first game, then I think we get 6 games. I think they're able to squeeze a second one out as well. But ultimately, the Warriors were too good. They didn't have a great season. They certainly were less convincing this season of the 4 that Steve Kerr has been their coach. But they got it done when it counted. And that's really all that matters. At the end of it, you look back and you say the Warriors swept LeBron and the Cavs out of the playoffs when this is not 2007 LeBron, who was kind of ahead of schedule at that point.
Sure.
This is like he needs to be winning these championships now, and his team got swept. People say, oh, he didn't have a great team. But again, those sorts of storylines for me fade a little bit more when the ultimate storyline is the Warriors swept the Cavs.
I think it'll just be part of the Warriors dynasty legacy. We'll probably forget about it as a series, and except for to say, oh, that was their first time going back-to-back of however many straight. 4 maybe. That was the one where they swept the Cavs. Oh, yeah, that was the one they swept the Cavs. No, 2016 was when they won. 2017 was when they won 1 game. Then they got swept. It'll just all get lost together because the Warriors are going to be great for a while, and that's all we'll be talking about.
I thought what was interesting was coming out of it, they all said this was our hardest title by far. And they understood coming into the season that they had to take it easy during the regular season, so that's why I was a little surprised to hear them say this was extremely tough, because Lee mentioned a low win total for them, under 60 wins. So I was a little surprised that they said that, all in all, that it was a tough one. So I'm not completely sold that they're going to win 3 or 4 or 5 in a row. It sure looks like, the body of work, the roster that they have, that they should. But as I said, it's hard. It's hard to win back-to-backs. It's their first time doing it, so we shall see.
And like any time it happens, whether you win a title back-to-back, three-peat, you're going to need a little bit of luck go your way. And I think this year was, the Chris Paul injury. I mean, they're down 3-2, and they've got to win 2 games, and one of those coming in Houston. And Chris Paul, who had been great, especially as that series went on, he goes down with the injury, unfortunately, and that definitely helped their chances. I mean, who knows if they could have still rallied and beaten the Rockets with Chris Paul, a healthy Chris Paul, but got some luck there. There's no and then, of course, the Game 1, fiasco. Again, I don't think if the Cavs win Game 1, they pull it out, JR scores right away or whatever, they win in overtime, I don't think a lot of people would have been like, well, Warriors are going to lose.
No.
I think you're just right, Lee. It maybe goes 6, something like that. It could have been eerily similar to the 2001 Finals when Iverson goes for 48 and that game goes to overtime, and they shock everyone. The Sixers with that team, Iverson and a bunch of defensive guys beat the Lakers when they're in their sort of dynasty part, and then they got swept the next four. I guess it could have gone that way. Very possible.
Good tweet along those lines
like
from P. Smellis. This will always be the JR series. Not entirely fair, but that image is what people remember, and I think that's probably actually true.
Yeah. Of all the great things that happened in this series, 43 from Durant and that killer three, similar to the one like last year. 9 threes from Steph, which is a record-setting number. LeBron's 51, the most in a finals road game.
You're going to remember JR.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
right?
That's wild.
Isn't it true?
And because the missed shot would have been better for JR. If he puts it up and it rims out, they had a chance, they missed it. But the fact that he purposely just ran out the clock.
Well, he forgot the score. Yeah.
That's what's going to haunt him and the Cavs.
Now it's officially a dynasty, though, right? Before this, it wasn't a dynasty with the Warriors.
You got to have a streak in there.
Yeah, 2 and 3. 2 out of 3
back to back.
So you don't think the Spurs were ever a dynasty?
Yeah, that's a different dynasty. It's a difference. It's a DD, but
a dynasty.
I would call that a dynasty. It's different.
So you don't need a back-to-back.
Well, it's a difference.
Oh.
in the truest sense of the word, 3 and 4 back-to-back. A back-to-back isn't a dynasty either, is it?
That's a good point.
You wouldn't say the Lakers had a dynasty. But there's got to be some. I think there has to be some.
The late
you wouldn't say the
Lakers?
the 09-10 Lakers were
not a dynasty.
That was just Kobe winning back-to-back titles. That's a good point. I don't know. I think you got to have more championships than than half the years played. Right? You got to be over 50%. And I would say you should try and get a streak in there if you can. That definitely helps the case.
But that just shows how difficult it is. The Spurs never won back-to-backs, but they won 5 in 14 years. I mean, that's an incredible level of success to attain, but they were never able to get not even back to the finals. I guess they did go back after they lost in 13, but prior to that, they were never able to go back.
No, absolutely true. And then you're going to remember the JR, not just for him forgetting the score and having a chance to pull out that game, and especially with LeBron going for 51 and all that, but then, reports are LeBron's so angry with the reversal call, the block charge, and JR, and losing in overtime and all that, goes into the locker room, punches a whiteboard, and then, hurts his hand. Does he break his hand? No, but definitely injures his hand. We talked about it on last night's show, looking at the footage. He definitely reduces how many jumpers he was taking. He wasn't hitting a lot outside the paint. He was finishing at the rim a lot more with his left hand. He was trying. What do you make of this whole LeBron hand thing? Were you surprised he pulled out I did this way back when, here it is, get a good shot of this? Like, that part to me was a little weird. Like, he didn't need to do that.
Oh, obviously
not straight away. No.
Yeah.
Well, he came out after game 2. He didn't have a cast on. After game 3, he didn't have a cast on. Apparently, he was wearing a soft cast. Can we confirm it was a whiteboard, though? Because reports are there was a blackboard as well.
Well, I don't know. Is it a chalkboard, a whiteboard?
Really? A chalkboard?
Yeah. So
they still exist in locker rooms?
Yeah. Maybe that's why he was mad. We're still using a chalkboard in 2018. It was affecting him. Watching game 2, his handle was different. His handle was a little bit looser. And
you tweeted that, I remember right away. You did tweet that in game 2. I guess live tweeting. You were like, is it just, didn't you say, is it just me, or is LeBron's handle look sort of weak or something?
He was going behind the back, and it just wasn't on a string. And the best player in the world, it was strange to see. And then he missed, when the game really got away from him, it was because he missed layups in that 18-point second quarter. He wasn't hitting shots. Was he a bit of a drama king pulling out the cast afterwards? Yeah, I think so. And I think we give him a pass because it's the best player in the world making a mistake, punching a whiteboard or a blackboard, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with riding a Nick Young for punching a whiteboard or a blackboard or somebody in that sort of ilk. Because we would kill somebody like that. We would.
But LeBron gets a pass. Mari Stoudemire punched, what was it?
Fire
extinguisher. Yeah.
That's, I mean, you can see a whiteboard's not that intimidating, but fire extinguisher, you're definitely breaking your hand if you punch that.
Well, wasn't the problem that he got sliced up? I thought that was the issue with him, was he punched through glass.
Yeah.
Really? So, yeah. I don't know. Which is better, to punch glass or something hard? Sounds like a pull.
Well, what was Marcus Smart's? Was a picture frame, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's glasses involved in there, for sure.
I'd rather punch a picture frame than a thing that holds a fire extinguisher, though. And I'd rather punch a whiteboard than a blackboard.
Yeah.
Interesting. What if it's a whiteboard wall?
Still, I think there's just going to be
What did Dirk do? Was that Dirk?
He just threw
something
chair,
and put a hole in the
exercise bike, I think it was.
Is that what it was? Yeah. So you want to throw something.
Yeah,
right? That's the trick here.
Yeah.
Pick something up. No, it was a garbage can. It was a trash can. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, find something and throw it. Don't use your hand.
The best throwing was when Rasheed Wallace threw his jersey and it bounced off the wall and hit the
the
trainer or whatever.
Trainer behind him. Yeah, that's a good one.
Speaking of whiteboard walls, we were up in our new office here at Turner Studios, and I saw Lee go up to a whiteboard, which was a whiteboard wall, and he was just staring at it for like a good minute.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize it was a whiteboard wall. I thought maybe because people haven't fully moved in, they were just, scribbling things. And then
on the wall?
Yeah, and then I just touched it. It's like, it's a whiteboard built into the wall.
He had never seen a wall that you could write on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize you meant a wall that was painted. That's just punching a wall. That's yeah. No, I wouldn't want to do that. I thought you meant a whiteboard mounted on a wall.
No. Actual wall that's a whiteboard. What an innovation.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Why did he do this?
Whiteboard
Okay,
walls.
forget about this. Why did he do this? Like, no one was blaming LeBron for the series loss.
Why did he do it?
No, why did he come out with the whole, hey, here, I did this, look at my hand, you guys want to get a shot of this?
To build the legacy. To build the lore of LeBron.
Wow. I mean, I don't think it did.
You think it's a plot device? I agree.
Well, I mean, people could look back because he is one of the best players of all time and say, oh, that was the series where he injured his hand after game one and they lost.
Yeah,
I mean, it builds it. It doesn't necessarily hurt it. Does it make him more of a drama king? Yeah, I do think so. But he didn't need to. Well, what is the point?
Yeah, I forget who tweeted this. I saw it after this was happening, but I think it's a good point. Like this whole idea of the NBA possibly getting into legalized gambling and stuff like that. This is not going to be able to happen. I mean, if he had MRIs, if they checked it, they're going to have to disclose this type of information.
Yeah. What do you mean?
If we are legally allowed to gamble on anything when it comes to sports, they're going to have to tell you that. Like aren't they?
Well,
they can't. Like the best player in the world has a broken hand.
Yeah, but
it's a HIPAA violation.
But if nobody knows,
I'm joking. It probably is.
Yeah,
he didn't have it. It wasn't broken.
I know.
But they have to reveal everything that he goes, every single bandage that gets put on his leg.
They might have to.
Every massage that he gets, every treatment he gets.
No. I'm saying if they're doing MRIs because they think there's the possibility of a broken hand. Yeah, I'm saying that might have to be disclosed.
Yeah. Unless it was broken, I don't see why they would.
I think
he has a right to privacy.
The only reason they would need to disclose it is if some people knew about it, because then they could influence the betting. Whereas if it's only, say, him and the doctor and that know about it, you know what I mean? Like if everyone, either everyone has to know or nobody. And nobody knew.
Insider trading there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Something there. Okay, so you think LeBron's best bet to, I guess, obviously continue to win championships and to build his legacy even further is to leave Cleveland. You don't think it makes a lot of sense to stay there, because there's sort of been like, I feel like over the last couple of days, there was a lot of talk. He's like, where's he going? Who's he going to go to? Where's it makes the most sense? Rockets, Philly, blah, blah, blah. And now suddenly I feel like there's like this sort of like swelling of like, no, maybe he should stay there. Maybe like that is the best move for him. His legacy and even maybe to win, staying in the East and all that. You seem to be buying into that a little bit. Am I wrong?
No, a little, because, as I say, now that he's going to be 34 going into next season, I think in some way people are going to say, well, yes, let's say he wins a championship with Philly. It's like, well, yeah, but that was maybe more Simmons and Embiid's championship than LeBron's. Maybe not. LeBron probably still be best player and still dominate, but
anywhere he goes, it's going to be his title.
Yeah.
Even if it's the Rockets.
Yeah.
He's the best player.
I know, but it's because he's joining a team that hasn't won without him, be it in Chris Paul.
I just don't think it will mean the same like the Cleveland title did in 2016.
Yeah.
That's why the Lakers makes the most sense to me. I think he is definitively the guy who brings the championship to Los Angeles if they win. But he only goes there, I think, if they, just like he only went to Cleveland the first time because Kevin Love was coming back, or Miami because he knew Chris Bosh was going. Only
so you think it's Paul George or Cousins
Give me Paul
or someone?
George. Not so much DMC to me.
Okay, but Paul George.
Yeah, to me. Right now, of the landscape, I might change tomorrow. No, I won't. Of the Lakers, Rockets, Sixers, staying in Cleveland, those seem to be the most viable options. I would go Lakers.
See, the only thing with your Cleveland, like, you're right about Cleveland staying there. I get that, but like, what can they do here?
I know.
In the
well,
next
that's the problem.
Foreseeable future here.
Salary cap wise, they've got virtually no space, and the players they have got aren't going to bring them back anything significant. Obviously,
right? Because how are you going to trade Tristan Thompson?
Jordan
Unlikely. Jordan Clarkson?
No
unlikely.
Way. I mean, yeah, sure, you might trade him, but you're going to get
You've
back.
got the 8th pick. You can dangle that, I guess. But
Kevin Love is the most tangible return you can get, but I'm not sure there's a huge market for him right now. There's probably a decent market, but not that one player that LeBron's like, all right, I'm sticking around then. So they've got some work to do for sure. But, I mean, does LeBron... He just wants to win championships, obviously, now.
No, we don't know. We don't know what he
Dwayne
values.
Wade says it's not basketball, it's family.
Right.
I have no inside information, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Well, wouldn't he stay in
I
Cleveland?
thought they're brothers. That's family. You probably have some inside information.
Wouldn't that make sense for him to stay in Cleveland? Because I know he's talked about his boys in high school and his daughters growing up.
Didn't Gary
as well.
Payton come out too and say that one of LeBron's sons is now he's signed on to play at this particular high school just outside L.A. and people are going, oh, that means going to L.A. and all that.
And he has a home in L.A. If we want
got
to
two,
keep
doesn't it?
reading into it.
Yeah. All these guys live in L.A. half the time.
Oh,
But you say, is it just about titles? I don't know. Who knows? You would think it would be.
I would think that
he's
would
still
be
one of the best players in the world.
That would be the most persuasive factor for where he signs next year, that he feels he can absolutely win a championship. And I don't think he gets that with the Lakers.
Do you think that means win a championship like next season?
Yes.
Yeah, so then the Rockets are, in theory...
The Rockets are in a
Chris
great
Paul
spot.
and Harden are still there, a better chance.
But then if Chris Paul wants that super max that he can sign, then there's no room for LeBron. But you would figure that Chris Paul would be happy to take a little bit of a
They got tricks, man.
Daryl Morey's a genius.
If LeBron, no matter where he wants to play, they will figure out a way to make it happen.
100%
Houston,
agree. Yeah.
it could be in Cleveland, and they figure out a way to bring in guys. They convince some dumb team to take George Hill. The best players make things happen how they want, except for when Dwight Howard really wanted to play for the Nets and somehow ended up on the Lakers. That's the only time a player has wanted to go somewhere and it didn't happen.
Speaking of the Nets, it sure seems like there's rumors about every team, and Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets has been getting hampered on the internet. People asking him, come on, get LeBron to come to Brooklyn. He tweeted, LMAO, I'm sorry to say, but to all the BK fans asking me/us to recruit Bron, he ain't coming here, LOL. I'm not even going to sell y'all that dream. But we got Jared Allen, future top 5 center in the league. Just be patient.
He had a great season, Spencer. Maybe he could have finished it off, recruit LeBron.
Did he legit say that Jared Allen part?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
He's got love for Big J on Twitter.
I do like him. I like
He's good.
Martin Rickman had a great article up on Uproxx, Lee, about the idea of why it makes more sense for LeBron to stay. And the gist, I think, is simple, and I think it's something you're speaking about. Are you paying attention?
Lee is so excited. He's so excited. There's a
breaking?
Woj bomb. There's a breaking
A bomb has been
Yeah.
But I was going to wait till we got
let's
to
hear
the
it.
next topic.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It
It's a
fits
big
in.
one.
Toronto Raptors are hiring
Is it Nick Nurse?
Nick Nurse
Okay, there
as
you
the
go.
franchise's new head coach.
Wow.
League sources tell ESPN sides are working
Definitely
through
not
details.
big news to 29 other
Yes,
fan
and
bases.
the next
No one
topic
cares.
we're going to do is Dwayne Casey going to
Yeah.
the Pistons. Was going to work it in there.
Bro, you've got a bomb, man. You got to drop it. It's a bomb.
There's no way that's a bomb.
You can't let Shams bomb beat Waj bomb. I mean, Trey could have beat you to the punch. You got to drop it when you got it.
I was looking at the Waj bomb, too. People aren't onto the Shams bombs yet.
All right, well, we'll get to that in a second. This was the article, Lee. And it's speaking. And tell me if you agree with it, because it was about the idea of LeBron staying with the Cavs, and it might make more sense.
Oh, hold on. There is a big-time Shams bombs. The Bulls have re-signed David Nwaba.
Okay.
Whoa.
You guys
Didn't see that coming.
sometimes.
Well, I was going to beat you to that. Good thing you said it.
The gist was simple. Here it is.
Yes.
I'm quoting him here. For LeBron's legacy to truly shine, he has to move beyond the Warriors. So chasing them, the Warriors, be it in Houston, in Philadelphia, or otherwise, makes LeBron's legacy and his story about the Warriors, about them. But staying in Cleveland makes his legacy and his story about him. That's the power he has. There's some truth to that.
For sure.
But then again, if you go, especially we just got done talking about this dynasty that is the Warriors, how many more championships they're going to win? Well, if you go and team up with someone, no matter who it is, and take down the mighty Warriors, that's going to help your legacy.
That's for sure. But
Right?
yeah, if he joins the Warriors, the next couple of championships, let's say they win 2 more, people won't credit LeBron with those ones.
Okay.
I see.
So, come on, they've beaten him 3 out of 4 years, and then he goes and joins. They're not going to say, "Oh, LeBron was the difference."
Well, but what? Yes,
I'm
they
saying
are.
that the Warriors.
Yeah, they are. Kevin Durant was the difference. You could argue.
But
in the
if
last 2
LeBron
titles.
joins the Warriors after they've won 3 and 4 years, beating LeBron every time, people aren't going to then say, well,
LeBron joins the Warriors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If LeBron joins the Warriors.
Oh, why you got that in your head?
I'm just saying, like, that's the team that he can't join.
Oh, 100% agree. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
I thought yeah, but I wasn't talking about joining the Warriors.
Right.
Yeah. Any other team, I think, is fair game. Even the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean...
It is. Because right now, LeBron's 3-6 in the finals. He ain't going to catch Jordan. I'm sorry. He's not going to do it. So, okay, who cares? But his titles can mean more. Like, it's gotten into this, like, sort of funny thing of, like, his championships, some of them can mean more. The one that he brought Cleveland, they hadn't won a title in Ohio in, 52 years, and he goes back there and he does that, taking down the Warriors. And then if he could go and take down this dynasty that has beaten him, 3 out of 4 times, no matter who he's got to team up with.
Yeah.
That's something.
I'm not saying it's not something.
Because the Warriors are at the point that they're only beating themselves.
Yeah.
They would have to implode because no one thinks they can beat them.
Well, hey, listen.
Beat them.
You just said, though, Chris Paul doesn't pop his hamstring.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The Rockets
play what if.
The Rockets were a lot closer than we thought.
That's why we were telling everybody it was the championship.
Yeah.
That was the real championship.
So that's the thing. If LeBron goes there now, I mean, like, he absolutely improves that team. But I wonder, because people look for reasons to bring him down as well and say, well, Chris Paul doesn't pop his hamstring, they probably beat the Warriors anyway. Yeah. I don't know. It's just different at the later stage of his career, and he's been in the finals. He's obviously, he's won that championship for Cleveland. That one for me is more valuable than those two in Miami, for sure.
Yeah. And a couple of other things about the prospect of him leaving Cleveland. I think people have softened on the idea of super teams. They're cool with it, to some degree. He's not going to get railed. Obviously, like 2010, he's not going to get railed. Like even 2014 for some people, leaving a situation. It's softened. Second thing, he's not happy with the ownership and the front office in Cleveland. So that leads me to believe he's probably going to test some waters. And last thing, you said that he can't catch Jordan 3 more.
Still think it's possible?
No, he can't catch Jordan. He can't catch Jordan because now 3-6. Again, if the roles were
if
they were reversed though,
That's
and
nice.
Jordan went 6-0 now, and LeBron did his 3-6 20 years ago, people would say, well, Jordan's the best because he was 6-0 in finals. Doesn't matter if LeBron goes to 12 and he's 6-6.
Yeah. You're saying one defeat alone.
That's the thing. I mean, if you're perfect in the finals like Jordan, 2 3-peats as well. If that happened now, there'd be no debate that who's the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Do you think Jordan's first title means more because it was the Bulls' first title in franchise history? Nobody ever says that.
Yeah,
that's good.
At all. First time they went to the finals.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, the Cleveland 52-year drought factor plays into it. And
the other franchises,
Browns.
yeah, I guess.
What did Chicago win? A 1985 Super Bowl? The Cubs hadn't won a World Series since the 1900s.
Yeah, not Bears. Not Bears counts.
When did the White Sox win?
2006? 2005, something like that?
Yeah.
Didn't you have a big World's Fair?
Yeah, we did have a World's Fair. Burned down the whole city.
Oh, sorry.
The first serial killer in America.
Yeah, but then
What
you
was
got
that guy's name? H.H. Humphrey? No, that guy had the Megadome. H.E. Holmes.
Do you think Jordan's first championship means more than the bean?
No. Yes. Yeah. Wait.
People don't take as many pictures in front of Jordan's statue as they do in front of the bean.
Cloud,
Yeah.
Cloudgate. Yeah, Cloudgate, that's it.
Is it?
Call it the bean.
Well, they got a great gum, Wrigley.
Obama?
You think...
Oprah, how about that?
Classics. You got Lakers. If you had it right now, today, you're saying Lakers. Lakers. You?
Rockets. I'll say Rockets then. I don't know.
After all that.
I mean, where would I prefer him to go? I would like him to stay and do it in Cleveland, but where do I think he's going to go?
Okay, that's what I'm
Maybe
asking.
Houston. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
Philly.
He doesn't even know.
Philly.
You don't think he knows at all?
He has no idea. No way. No way known.
Philly. Yeah.
Philly?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Let's rule out
I
some
love
teams.
the Philly idea.
Let's rule out
Philly
a few
idea
teams.
is
Okay, he ain't going to the
interesting.
Raptors.
Raptors, Celtics, Grizzlies, Knicks.
Grizzlies. When was the
Why is the
Grizzlies
Grizzlies
popping
in
up?
there?
No, I'm just saying, these are the teams that have got no
Just
chance.
those
So
ones?
why not
So
the
he might
Kings?
go to
I'm
the
saying,
Sun?
let's
and the
eliminate
Bucks.
them. Yeah. He's not going to Phoenix,
Well, Sacramento,
Utah,
yeah, I mean,
Portland.
no.
He's not
probably
going to the Atlanta Dream. He's not going to the Maine Red Claws.
Hawks are. Come to Atlanta. That'd be great.
That'd be
That'd
cool.
be great.
I don't know. The Hawks Bros wouldn't like that.
Why?
They hate LeBron.
I'm sure they'd turn. Every team would flip if they hate LeBron. All of a sudden, he's the greatest.
I do like the Philly just for the next stage of his career type vibe of let me go help these young guys. Yeah.
Like Shaq to Miami with Dwayne Wade, sort of?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron may still be the best player in the world, but yeah, there might be some element to that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
He loves the coaching staff, I think, is important on his next trip as well. He's got to love the coaching staff.
Oh, I guess, the Spurs, if Pop can get his meeting and convince him to come join him there.
Mm-hmm. He talked a lot about minds during the finals, right?
He
brought
after
up
game
minds
3,
all the time. The guy wants to play with some smart guys.
Yeah, IQ, high basketball
Yeah, but didn't
IQ.
he also say you can't get inside someone's mind?
That's true. What's his name? Mark Schwartz kept asking him, hey, get inside that guy's mind. I can't do it, but I want to know about their minds. Maybe he's just saying it's impossible to know until you know.
That's technically true. What about the Nuggets? What do you think? Because Ryan Vickers has a great theory.
Okay.
All right, here's what's going to happen. LeBron's hurt hand is going to require anti-inflammatory medication. LeBron will lobby the league for the use of cannabis oil.
Right.
LeBron goes to Denver.
Right.
LeBron reveals that he's the largest investor in cannabis oil production. And you couldn't tweet things like that with just 140 characters.
Yeah.
That's why they had to expand it. Genius ideas like this.
I like it.
That tweet brought to you by potcoin.com. Okay, let's get a poll up. I mean, I don't know which ones you want to pick.
We got
already
them
got
up.
going. Okay, you're already good. Look, nice
classics.
to have you back.
The
Man.
classics,
Nice to have you
man.
back. This guy was struggling with polls last week.
And Nelson tweets, sorry, Grizzlies fans.
And now some tweets.
NBA TV's Lee Ellis reports LeBron will not be signed with Memphis this offseason.
It's a Lee bomb.
Oh, Lee Bob.
Lee bomb.
The Lee bomb is when you spin around and drop your bomb.
The bomb cyclone.
Yeah, the bomb cyclone.
When will we find out? That's the real question. When will LeBron decide what he's doing?
Yeah.
That's usually
big question.
Doesn't usually
Hours
rush.
before our first Summer League show.
Yeah.
Before or after July 8th?
July.
So when's our first Summer League show? July
6th.
6th? That's a Friday night, right?
Yep.
Because we know that...
Yeah, it'll happen on July 6th then.
Going to an hour. We're going to an hour show. LeBron just signed.
Well, we might already be an hour task because, we got to come on before the last NBA TV game. And then
don't
Phil.
relax.
That's not technically an hour, but yeah.
We'll get some hint, though, I think, because Chris Paul wants that max, right? And
Yeah.
the Rockets, if they sign him to that early, then they just won't have the money for him. So
Right.
if there's a delay in Chris Paul's signing, that could be the first
Something's
little
up.
ripple, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be...
Speaking of Ripple, Dead and Company.
There you go. Yeah, man. I don't know. You just want to talk about Grateful Dead songs?
Let me get out of the way of that shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
Thanks. I'll sell it to you.
How much?
$150.
Let me think
It's
about it.
authentic.
Can I write that off, Matt?
No.
Write it off.
It's a business purchase.
Grateful Dead shirt.
business
How is it
purchase.
a business purchase?
Because we're in business
about
right
the
now.
show.
Buy something at work does not make it a business purchase.
If you go on Amazon.com while you're at work, it's a business purchase. That's what I've heard.
You can buy that shirt using the cannabis cryptocurrency potcoin.com. Okay.
Couple of good questions on the tweets, or theories at least. Justin says, going to Philly on July 4th. That would be the most American day to sign with the
That's
Sixers.
cool.
That'd be
I like
nice.
that idea.
And Mindless Movie suggests LeBron retires and joins the starters.
No, yeah, we
Just
talked
played
about
his
it.
longest series, or his longest season of his career. Maybe he wants to take a break.
Yeah.
Wait for the Warriors to beat themselves and then hop back in fresh.
The only problem is he's not guaranteed to go to the finals. I mean,
With us?
Yeah, I mean,
You
that's
don't think he can take us to the finals?
I'm just saying, like,
The only way we're going to get that.
Wait, are we in the jump in different conferences? If we're in the same conference, I don't think
they're
we're
based
getting to
in
the
LA
finals.
for sure.
Yeah, they're west. We're east.
Oh, we're east. Okay,
Yeah.
we might get to the finals.
Okay. All right. Let's hear from you guys. More thoughts on LeBron. Whether you even care. Do you even care where LeBron goes?
Yeah, we all care. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great drama.
but the point is, like you just got done saying, it's like, well, we don't know what he's thinking.
No.
We have family, championships, all of them. Who knows? All right. We had some news yesterday, and we had some news today here with Nick Nurse becoming the Raptors coach. That is official. Yesterday, Dwayne Casey, the former Raptors coach, he agreed to become coach of the Pistons. Now, they would not disclose terms of the deal. That's pretty normal. But Woj's sources said that Casey agreed to a 5-year contract. No idea if there's like a team option on the end of that. Probably is, but we don't know. Casey led the Raps to a franchise record 59-win season, number 1 seed, but, LeBron got in the way again. 7 seasons in Toronto, Coach Casey reached the playoffs 5 times. So, he's going to Detroit. Thoughts on this hiring? Do you like this move from the Pistons here? Dislike it? What do you think?
Dwayne is a fantastic guy. He's a very, very, very good coach. What I find interesting about this is they still don't have a general manager. It's a similar situation to Toronto in that Masai Ujiri was hired after Dwayne Casey, so the GM doesn't hire the coach here. So I just find that interesting. Dwayne is a good coach, but why they don't get a GM first is a little perplexing to me.
Dwayne, it's all about talent, and the Pistons have a awkward sort of mix of talent. They've got 2 All-Stars, if Blake plays to his capabilities, and Andre was an All-Star this year. So there is some talent there, but how he gets it all to work is going to be the big challenge for him.
He's already talking about really using Blake a lot more and expanding his game, and he wants him shooting threes and all that. That's what he said on radio with Stephen A. Smith.
Isn't he already doing that?
Yeah,
feels like Blake is already that guy, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly what the Pistons' identity is, because Casey had the rep as a defensive coach, but the Raptors were not always a great defensive team while he was the guy. I guess it means that they are kind of definitely in on this team, right? They're not bringing in a young guy to kind of develop them and hopefully they can grow together as a team. They're bringing in a playoff coach to try to go back to the playoffs. Yeah. I guess it means we're going to get a little bit more Blake, less Andre is what it seems like, making Blake the focal point, which I think is the right move. Stan Van Gundy definitely had Drummond making plays from the elbow last year. The free throw percentage went up. He looked like a more capable offensive player, but Blake is clearly more skilled, so I guess that's the right move. It'll be interesting to see because, you're going to want the Pistons are going to want to be in the playoffs immediately. And if that doesn't go well, does Dwayne Casey get to 5 years? That seems tough.
I think if they're healthy, they're a playoff team, right? If Drummond, Blake, and Reggie Jackson are healthy, that's a playoff team.
It's a big if, but yeah, 100%.
Right? A good chunk of the season.
Well, Blake and Reggie staying healthy is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm saying if they have a healthy season, I think they're a playoff team, and I think he does get them in there. Raptors, I don't know how, it's always tough, how much credit do you give to Casey or his staff or whatever, but obviously developed young players over the last couple of years. Up in Toronto, and I think the Pistons are going to hope he can do that as well with, if Stanley Johnson's still in the mix, Luke Kennard, they have some young guys that have sort of disappointed to some extent.
That was the best period in Raptors franchise history, no doubt, when he was there. Most successful, and the team improved, and they developed and got better, and look at Lowry and DeRozan turned into all NBA players. Obviously they improved, but Dwayne put them in the right position to improve as well. So if it wasn't for LeBron, the Raptors may conceivable have made an NBA Finals under him.
Yeah, it's possible. The expectations are, I think, perfect, though, too, for, you're right. They want to get into the playoffs. The Pistons got to get in there, especially because they're in the new arena, and they want people coming out there and start making some money in that new Little Caesars arena. But that's fair expectations, I think, with Casey. Come in here, we got some pieces, try and make it work, and get us in there. Obviously, I'm sure they would love to be, challenging for home court advantage and stuff like that, but at least get us in there.
And keep guys healthy, would you, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Because it honestly, it comes down to that. And they don't have a good ball handler. I'm excluding Blake because he's not a point guard, and he needed Lou Williams with the Clippers last year to get him, to a 500 record. If they don't have Reggie Jackson, I don't know where this team goes. It's not a good team. With Blake and Andre Drummond. Last year, they're on pace for 47 or 48 wins before Reggie Jackson got hurt around Christmas. Then he was out for 3 months. He has those mysterious injuries. He said, I may have chronic injuries in the past, and to me, that's the key. And Blake and Andre are talented. It's just a weird mix, as Lee said. You're going to build around a 4 and a 5. Those are your highest paid guys. It's strange.
Any thoughts as a Raps fan on this breaking news of Nick Nurse being the Raps coach?
I don't know a lot about Nick Nurse. So. No. So I'm not going to lie.
Same. No, but the fact that Masai obviously has worked closely with him over the last few years, he must feel that he's ready for this opportunity. So, he's had plenty of time to see what Nick Nurse can do, and now put him in the hot seat and see how he handles it.
Got a lot of credit for coming up with the pickup games where you shoot a corner three, it's worth 4 points, but you lose a point if you shoot a mid-range jumper. So maybe that was the
Lee's
selling
favorite
point.
game.
Yeah, exactly right. The corner 3 game.
Yeah,
I like that he's always Nick Nurse. Right?
Yeah.
Eventually
Coach
he'll be
Nurse?
Coach Nurse, which sounds kind of funny, but Nick Nurse is good.
He's a 2-name coach.
We got some great new names for coaches, right? We got the Igor, obviously Nick Nurse now. Did we get a Lloyd? We got a Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd in Atlanta,
that's good.
We got a Lloyd.
Good year for coaches' names. Okay, let's hear from you guys on both of those hirings. You like Casey with the Pistons, Nick Nurse getting a chance there in Toronto. A lot of people thought Stackhouse was going to maybe be a possibility in the end. He ended up going right to the Grizzlies, right?
Yep.
To join their staff. And he's going to be a head coach at some point. He's going to get a chance. In the meantime, though, let's do Say What?
Say what?
Say what?
Say
what?
A couple things said by Kevin Durant this week during the finals that perked my ears. First one, Kevin Durant told ESPN that he might retire earlier than expected. Quote, "This game, your craft, you have to continue studying it. No matter how much you enjoy it, nobody wants to be in school that long. I know I don't. At some point, you have to be ready to graduate. 35. That's just a number in my mind." Might retire at 35, about 5 years from now. Is he lying?
Probably.
Yeah,
it feels a long way away.
Easier to say now, and then maybe when you get there, and be like, oh, I could keep making millions of dollars.
Yeah, keep playing basketball.
But, hypothetical, let's say he just wins a bunch of titles.
And he's making a lot of investments. He's making bucks elsewhere. He's into the Silicon Valley.
That'll be a long career at this point. That's the other crazy thing is we're going to see players. It's unusual now. We're like, wow, look, if Vince Carter's still playing 20 years in, that's going to be the regular, I think, for a lot of these guys. Starting when they're, 19 at the youngest right now, maybe even 18 in the future. It's not hard to play until you're 35. That happens quite a bit. These guys are going to have 15, 20-year careers regularly.
Yeah, maybe if it's the end of the dynasty as well in Golden State, and he doesn't want to start up on the basketball floor, maybe in Silicon Valley wants to start up.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Okay, next one here. Interested to hear how you interpret this quote from him when he talked to Yahoo Sports, because many saw it as a slight to LeBron James. Quote, "I feel like it's easy to be the best player when you don't have good players around you. I feel like it's harder to stand out when you have great players around you. I pride myself on standing out wherever I am. I pride myself on working hard wherever I go, and I feel like these guys embrace me, and I feel like I'm a warrior." Now, is that a slight at LeBron saying he stands out because his supporting cast isn't as good as Kevin Durant's? Or is it sort of like, even on a bad team, the best players got to eat. Somebody's going to get points on a bad team, like a Mike James, for instance. Somebody's going to score 20 per. I think it's more of that, and he's not ridiculing LeBron James for being on that team whatsoever.
I don't think it really has to do with LeBron. What I think he's saying, though, is, hey, what I've done here is pretty impressive. I think he's sort of building up himself, saying, we all know I'm awesome. I'm a 30-point-per-game scorer, and you should give me more credit for going into the Warriors, a team that had won a title and then gotten back to the championship and lost. That I've come in and sort of flawlessly fit right in with this squad, still getting my points, playing a little defense. I think
I'm the best player on
the
best team.
Yeah.
Came to a championship team, still made his mark.
He may also be having a little bit of shade thrown at Russell Westbrook too, who's averaged triple-double both seasons that he's gone, and they haven't done anything in the playoffs. A little bit of a reverse dig at him there.
Absolutely.
Because he won the MVP, and he's put up 2 historic seasons, but hasn't really accounted for all that much.
I guess in his mind, though, he's like, if I was on the Cavs, I'd be doing what LeBron's doing. So it's like, he's got to do that, but I could be doing it too.
I would love him to do that next season.
So would everyone.
That would be perfect. Go to Cleveland.
I didn't realize what I was
straight up trade.
Yeah, just trade LeBron if it's KD. That would be perfect. Why? I just want to see it. I want to see how Durant would go in Cleveland with that cast.
It's easy.
Yeah.
A couple people are tweeting us in to say that Durant said on Jimmy Kimmel that he didn't know what he was talking about when he said he wanted to retire at 35. Okay. Maybe it was just the champagne.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
I thought he said it before that. And did he say the second quote about a good player standing out on a good team after Russell Westbrook, sorry to go to Instagram, his Instagram post where he was singing about doing it on my own, I stayed true to myself.
Going so low.
Maybe. Who knows?
That was the day after the finals, and Westbrook's already throwing that out there. It's great. We're going to be in for another crazy summer.
I think you're right.
The Instagram and Twitter deep dives into what these guys are saying on these Instagram stories is a little too much for free agency not even having started yet, right? It's wild.
But it was in your face. It wasn't like deep dive.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he was singing in his car, camera on his face. About
what if he just likes the song though?
Yeah, totally.
What a coincidence. All right, I like that little remix version there of "Say What" with KD. Okay, let's get to some tweet heat here.
Where did these geeks come from? Hashtag the starters. Hashtag who cares?
A few of our favorite tweets from the NBA family. This one came in last night. I had to add it because of what was going on with Dennis Rodman on CNN talking about negotiating the summit meeting between Kim Jong-un of North Korea and President Trump here in the States. It's a great question. At Pro Hoops History, which current NBA star 20 years from now will unbelievably be the lead negotiator during a nuclear crisis? A couple, I went through the comments because there's some great answers, so I'll give you a few, and then you can add anyone. Lance Stevenson, J.R. Smith, Draymond Green, China Clay. Could be the Prime Minister of China Clay, someone said. Dion Waiter, Swaggy P. Michael Beasley is a hilarious one to me. Speaker of the House, Spencer Hawes. And someone said Westbrook sitting on Steven Adams' shoulders while wearing a super long trench coat. So those are some possibilities. Anyone else you would add? 20 years from now, who's going to be playing that Rodman role? Did anyone watch that, by the way? Oh, my God. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
I couldn't stay away. I was on Twitter, and I thought, you know what? I can avoid this Rodman interview. I couldn't. No, there's no way. It was in your face. It was already clipped off on Twitter, so I had to.
Yeah, it was wild.
I cried along with him.
Yeah. Anyway, the whole thing's crazy. But who are you adding?
What about Kyrie Irving? The whole flat Earth thing. You know, people like, this dude thinks the Earth's flat. Now he's going to negotiate with dudes over nuclear weapons.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to quite work out, but maybe he's the right guy for it. Who knows?
Okay.
Banks says, easily Meta World Peace. It's in the name.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from Meta World Peace.
He's keeping it low key right now.
Yeah.
He's playing in the Big Three this year, and they're advertising him as Ron Artest, not as Meta World Peace.
He's back?
Well, I guess they're marketing to the people that want to go watch this. They want to watch Ron Artest, I guess.
Yeah.
They want to watch.
I guess so.
I mean, it's all older players. Kenyon Martin, Mike Bibby.
Yep.
Guys who thrived a while ago. So maybe they want Ron. I don't know.
All right. Anyone you're adding, Matt? Anyone come to mind? Current players? Did you watch the Rodman thing?
I did, yeah. I did. Didn't want him, but I did.
It's so weird when you think about it. It's Dennis Rodman. It's just the strangest thing.
What about legitimately a guy who could enter politics? Karl Anthony Towns. To me, he strikes me just as a balanced diplomat.
Always says the right thing.
Miles Turner, too.
Miles Turner. Deep voice.
These are good picks. Sort of, they've got a Grant Hill vibe to them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? All right, this one's a good one. At EricSal_7, he tweeted out, if at Kobe Bryant was on the Heat/Cavs instead of at King James the past 6 years and faced the 2013 and 14 Spurs and the 2015, 16, 17, and 18 Warriors, Kobe Bryant would have 0 rings. Context is everything. All right, so what's so special about that tweet? Someone hating on Kobe there, but Kobe retweeted it with, quote, we had to face the Spurs every postseason, pretty much. Not to mention the first super team in Boston, but hey, what do I know? Kobe also told Bleacher Report's Howard Beck this week that if he was Bron, he's got to figure out a way to just win. It's not about the narrative. You just got to win championship. You just got to figure it out. I guess what I'm asking, maybe not the specific tweet itself here, but like the idea of Kobe being on Twitter and sort of engaging with people that are either trying to hurt his legacy, help his legacy, like just him. Do you like it at all?
Do I like him?
No. Do you like Kobe being out here on Twitter sort of like...
Well, I think
just riling up everybody, because this is all that happens once this happens.
I think it comes back to the fact that, like, going into this finals, the LeBron-Jordan debate was like, well, this could be the one, and Kobe's sort of like, hey, don't forget me, and everyone's like, well, Kobe, this is not really for you. Right. He's like, yes, it is. I'm in this conversation, and the broader basketball world is like, you're actually not Kobe.
Right, but Kobe fans are.
Oh,
Kobe fans are like, he's number one or he's top 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Where most, I guess. Other people are more, he's like, where's Kobe? Like 10, maybe top 10, maybe top 15, like, you know, more in that range.
He's somewhere around there.
Awesome. Yeah. But then that gets everybody all fired up.
But Kobe, you know, now that he's retired, you know, a lot of people say when you stop playing and people stop talking about you as much, it's hard to adjust to that lifestyle. You know, you're not in the spotlight as much anymore. And so Kobe's...
So now he's putting the spotlight on others with detail.
And
watch ESPN.
He's like, you know, maybe I need a little bit more of attention. But... you know, I mean, Kobe was a great player.
Do you buy that tweet at all? Like, who knows? Stupid tweet? Like, what do you think? EricSal_7?
Yeah, let me think about it. I mean, he's getting 1 or 2 out of that. You know, I don't know exactly. Well, I'm not picking the ones, but he's not going 0-6. He's getting 1 or 2.
I don't know. Kobe at the end of his career, I don't think he wins any of those.
Nah.
He was bad the last few seasons and hurt all the time.
I guess so. I'm taking it that it's not
like prime Kobe.
Yeah, I'm sort of shuffling it back a few years, so it's Kobe at his best there.
Yeah, it's amazing we've gone from the MJ versus LeBron comparison now to the LeBron versus Kobe comparison. Would he have won those? Wild.
Do you like this idea of Kobe out there retweeting and responding?
Like, it's great for our tweet segments. Yeah, he's always got something. I don't think it's the greatest look to just be retweeting random people. I mean, it was weird kind of when it was Michael Grange, but he's like a respected sports writer. So at least that there is perhaps a dialogue there and people know who Michael Grange is. I don't think this is quite the same scenario. It just seems like he's punching a little below his weight.
Yeah, and then people just go, they're out of control because then you got people going, well, Kobe just won them 2 titles. He had no help. Everyone's like, 09 and 10. Like, that was all Kobe. That team sucked. But everyone's like, no, they didn't. Like, Pau Gasol was very, very good.
He should have been Finals MVP.
Like, they had good teams. So it's just like, people just go overboard. I don't know. It's something weird about it. You were going to say something?
No, I'm just saying.
You do this sound when you go...
Well, I'm just thinking about it. I'm just saying, like, Kobe fans do seem to be a little bit more crazier than LeBron and Jordan fans, for me. I find, because to me, I think Shaq was a better Laker than Kobe, like more dominant in his prime.
Right.
But that's not to throw shade at Kobe. Kobe is an incredibly...
Too late. You threw shade. You're done.
But Shaq for those 4 years or so there was just the most dominant player in the league, and his team was automatically the favourite to win. Kobe certainly played his part, but Shaq was a beast for years. And... but
they beat themselves. That comes back.
Of course they did.
The Warriors, right? And Lakers imploded.
And that's that's the only real concern the Warriors have going forward is will they get to that stage where they sort of get sick of winning.
Yeah, good point. All right, great stuff, guys. Let's get to stepping on the beach. Stepping on the beach, reading your tweets. Get them in right now. Hashtag the starters. First one's a good one. From @JulesEvelyn. Which 2018 playoff team is most likely to miss the 2019 playoffs? Who that made it this year, most likely not to make it next year?
Well, it depends on LeBron, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I pick the Cavs.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay, let's say LeBron stays.
Cavs.
Let's say LeBron stays in Cleveland. Now who are you picking? Now I don't think it's as easy.
The Wolves? I mean, I know Jimmy Butler was hurt towards the end of the season. I mean, they were good, but...
They were a 50-win team, right?
40, or 48, 47 or whatever. But without Butler, they really struggled. They finished, 7th in the end or 8th?
8th. 47 wins, tied with the Spurs.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing. If you think Kawhi's coming back, so the Spurs are probably going to find a way to get in there. All those other teams, the Pelicans, they should be back there. Thunder will probably be back. Portland.
See, I actually have the Thunder as mine, because if Paul George leaves, that's going to be a pretty thin team. People would imagine that Melo opts in for his giant thing. Westbrook's extension's going to kick in. They're going to be capped out with their 2 best players being Westbrook and Steven Adams, maybe Melo. That's a thin team.
Yeah.
I guess Thunder fans would argue, well, the year before we made the postseason without Paul George.
True.
And then
I wouldn't argue that, though, I don't think. I think that was a special year.
And in the East, I mean, okay, if LeBron's there, Cavs, Celtics, lock. Raptors, imagine they're still a lock. Their squad's the same. Philly, lock. Heat. Heat's interesting, but Heat's probably... I mean, I would still think they're in there.
The Pacers are in, too.
Yeah.
Pacers are in for sure.
Yeah. So then who we're getting down there?
Bucks, Wizards.
Bucks. I mean, Bucks will be in.
Bucks should be fine. Wizards, I guess.
Yeah. Wow.
They're probably...
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you guys. Hashtag the starters. Next one from Jared Dryden. Think he knows Ken?
Yeah, probably.
Little hockey joke for anyone. If teams could only convince LeBron to join based on their hometown signature food, what city would be able to make the best case? New Orleans and Philly come to mind. That's from, again, @Jared Dryden. Who's pitching LeBron only on food? There was suddenly like a house of carbs here. Sorry.
Signature food doesn't mean one dish. Because look, when he says New Orleans, what does he mean?
I couldn't tell you what he means. I don't know what he means.
Well, does he mean a beignet? Does he mean a
muffaletta?
Muffaletta? Does he mean a...
I think you have to go... You got to
one of those oysters that we had, those baked oysters. What are we going to make our own baked oysters?
You got an answer? You're the food guy here.
No. You're the food guy?
I mean... I'm having trouble. I mean, the thing with Philly is, like, generally people from Philly don't talk about the cheesesteak in the same way that people outside think about the cheesesteak. Right. So I'm not sure it's Philly.
Okay.
Give me a signature food.
How about Miami
Memphis
Heat?
barbecue? I guess I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say Miami Heat.
Texas. I would argue Texas has better barbecue.
Oh, well, yeah, Cuban sandwich.
Cuban sandwich. It's the only time ham is good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone's going vegan these days. I think you need a vegan.
Vegan takes care of his body. That's right.
Warriors then maybe. California, one of the Californian teams.
Yeah, avocado toast.
Yeah, avocado toast.
Who's got the signature avocado toast in the USA?
I guess that's the difficult part. It's like, think of a team and then go, what's Portland's signature food?
Donuts. Voodoo
Craft
donuts.
Beer.
Voodoo donuts.
Coffee. Microbrews.
Coffee. Yeah. All right. What's Toronto's signature food item?
It's that I think people would it's that it's the back bacon sandwich.
Pea-meal bacon.
Bacon.
Oh, you go down to St. Lawrence Market on that lower floor.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Squeeze some mustard on that bun. That's good stuff.
What's Sacramento's signature food?
Ask them.
Somebody
Ask the
says
people.
that Denver's signature food is Mexican food. What?
Not the Denver omelet?
Denver, Mexico? Denver omelet, yeah, that's what I would guess.
You've asked a good one here, Jared. All right, final one here. I started this Twitter account because I'm going through basketball withdrawal. What is your best advice to cope with the end of the season? That's from @BallHipsterGal. @BBall. Hipstergal is probably a better way to say that. Well, good stuff joining or creating a Twitter account. Hopefully you're joining us live here, Hipstergal.
That's a great start, being on Twitter.
It never stops.
It's live.
It never stops. This sport is almost 12 months now, man.
That's what people are saying.
Like the season's not over.
No.
Some people think the season's just starting.
This is the best
if you
part
like,
of the
if you like
season,
this,
some
all
say.
the rumors and all that more than the actual basketball.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't like it, Lee? You don't like the trade machine?
I love it. No, I don't like the trade machine, but I love the speculation and no one knows what's going to happen with LeBron and with Chris Paul and Paul George and that. So it's going to be fun. July's a great month. But you just got to sit tight and wait for it to all pass over, and then just tune into NBA TV for when they have the Hardwood Classics, and then you get your basketball fix still.
Hardwood Classics, man.
Yeah.
What are you hoping you get this summer?
Well, they often have the Jordan.
Do you get to decide? I feel like you've been emailing people.
No, you get to see some of the Jordan classics.
Yep.
You get to see some of that Lakers Pacers series in 2000, which was great. That was a great series. So just hang in there, you'll be right. But take a break as well.
Yeah. That's what we're taking a break at the end of the week. We got a show tonight on NBA TV at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We got a special show on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's our playoff awards show, where we're like giving out MVP of the playoffs and breakout performance of the playoffs and stuff like that, dunk of the playoffs and all that. That's a lot of fun. Then we're taking Thursday, Friday off, so no drop later this week. But then we are back because we've got the draft. We'll have a couple draft shows around that, and then free agency soon after that. Then we got to go to Summer League in Vegas for live shows there. So you still got a good month of the starters even.
Yeah. We got the quiz coming out. We got end of the year quiz.
We got a classic end of the year quiz. That's a podcast, and then we'll start thinking about the drop off podcasts that have nothing to do with basketball that will drop in the summer. So,
and I did want to say, let's get in your suggestions now on Twitter for what we should talk about in the drop offs. For example, some things we've done. We've done President Lee, where Lee said what he would do if he was elected president.
Yep.
A fan favorite.
Still seems more sane than the actual current president we have to right now.
Yeah.
Or kind of the same. You would take a 90s basketball star with you to negotiate a nuclear deal.
It would be an 80s star.
Tom Chambers would definitely be over there right now.
No, I'd take Akeem Olajuwon, actually.
Akeem, okay, well.
Wow, not Rolando.
Maybe Rolando, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rolando.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, his
confidence,
energy.
baby, confidence. Yeah, we're going to get these nukes taken away.
We've done a complaints area where not me, but everyone else has made some complaints.
Yep.
We've done drafts. We've done Would You Rathers.
Drafts meaning like we drafted
Parties,
movies and
entourage.
and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, Would You Rather's always a favorite.
Classic.
We found out if Lee would rather sleep with a goat, but no one knows it,
I forgot about this.
Not sleep with a goat, but everyone thinks that he has slept with a goat. No amount of convincing them will convince them that he hasn't slept with a goat.
I just can't believe that's a question you actually asked, Matt, honestly.
But we talked about that for like 20 minutes.
I know.
Still don't think you had the right answer. Would you rather listen? Would you rather only be able to watch movies but hear no sound,
Right.
or hear the sound but not see the movie? That was a big debate.
Yeah. Are you asking people for Would You Rather questions now, or like all-encompassing ideas for a drop-on podcast?
Why not?
Yeah, we're going to probably do a Would You Rather, so start sending in those, too. We're going to run back a classic, right?
Yeah, but maybe we want to do a couple new ideas this year.
Yeah. Get them in, man. Hashtag the starters at NBA.com. All right, great tweets. Anything live coming in right now that we need to talk about right this second?
Everyone's top summer Netflix choices. That's a suggestion. I started watching The Staircase last night. Previous to that, I watched another murder show. There's a lot of murder shows out there. A lot of people getting killed in mysterious ways.
With The Staircase, can you explain, is it the original show and they just bought it and now it's on
Yes,
Netflix?
that's exactly right.
Oh.
Yeah, Nora.
But why does it says Netflix or original?
I have no idea, but we thought it was...
I don't get that either.
No, it's so funny. I forgot to tell you this on the ride in when you said you started watching it. My wife thought that there was like a second, like a follow-up to the original Staircase that was now on Netflix. We were all excited, like, oh, that'd be cool. And then we started watching it, and we watched The Staircase a long time ago, and I kept going, this is The Staircase. And she's like, no, they're just like re-showing you, and I'm like, this is The Staircase. Like, we're just watching the same thing, and like a good 40 minutes in, she's like, oh yeah, this is The Staircase. It is confusing. We thought,
hold on. I'm seeing that they added new episodes. Like, it's the same, but then they have new episodes.
Oh, that makes a little more sense. At the end or something.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So you're both right.
We're both right.
That's great.
And you have a staircase in your apartment.
I do.
So, winners all around.
Hope there's no owls. What? Never mind. All right.
This is the theme song. Welcome to the old staircase. This is what we used to watch. No.
Let's get to top five. Top five.
Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five.
Top five. Top five.
Yeah, I'm the man doing a top five today. I was a little unsure what I should do, so I asked the people, what should my top five list be on tomorrow's The Starters Twitter show? And I got to say, a lot of terrible suggestions. Not a single good
ideas.
suggestion.
Yeah.
Top five lists, bad. Guys named Greg, bad. Top five shorts materials, come on. Mostly bad.
Hold on, I'm interested in top five Gregs for some reason. Greg Proops?
Old Greg?
He's got to be on the list.
Greg Proops, definitely.
Proops is on.
Greg Ostertag, old Greg. Greg Mize, great throw him in.
Greg
All right,
Hammer
that's top
Valentine.
five. Oh, the hammer. But, it's summer. So, these are your top five summer activities. Things to do in the summer.
Wow.
Like classic summer activities. You'll see. Number 5, a music festival.
Yeah, okay.
Are they always good? No.
No, not at all.
Are they often bad? Yes.
Yeah.
But if you get a perfectly hot day, deliriously sweaty, and some good musical acts, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, a campfire.
On a summer day. I mean, summer night, I guess we're talking. Yeah, that's right.
Summer doesn't stop when the sun goes down, am I right? Oh, make some s'mores, have some spider dogs, tell some scary stories. Love it. Number 3, have a barbecue or a cookout. Maybe you're grilling out, whatever you want to call it. Get a hot grill, see those grill marks. And then maybe some other things that will further be on our list. Number 2, take a trip somewhere. Doesn't matter if you're going on a luxury vacation, maybe just a weekend getaway with the boys, maybe you just rent a campsite for the night, throw up a tent.
Yeah.
Go see something different. Enjoy the wonders of nature. And number 1, easily, swimming.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a pool party, maybe at the beach, maybe you're on a friend's boat, you jump in a lake. That weightless feeling of your body just zipping through the water. I love it. I love it.
Cannonballing in, of course.
Cannonball, you got to do it. I mean, you've noticed I've softened my stances on cannonballs. I walk into a pool a lot these days.
Yeah, you do.
Our pool's too bumping for cannonballs.
Yeah, there's too many people around. You're splashing someone. It's not that big a pool at our.
But isn't that a way to make your mark, make your entrance, and say, "Hey, I see ball around here."
For people
you got to pick your spots.
Right,
you got to pick your spots. Like on a 4th of July pool party day, definitely dropping a cannonball because it's a celebratory atmosphere.
So people are just chilling. Yeah.
On a standard Saturday, Yoga Matt doesn't want to water in his face.
No, that's right. That's not Yoga Matt.
Well, actually, that is Yoga Matt.
Sort of Yoga Matt.
I guess our Matt is Pilates Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep him straight sometimes.
Ooh, I'd like to be Pilates Matt.
Come on down. You won't be the only Matt in town.
All right, let's hear top 5 Mats. Pilates mat, yoga mat.
Pilates mat, yoga mat.
Shower mat.
An actual yoga mat.
Yeah, an actual yoga mat.
A yoga mat, a shower mat, gotta have one. And Matt
Welcome,
Matheson.
Matt.
Oh, welcome, Matt. Matt.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Matt Matson, the Vice guy?
No, the singer. He's got a song in a park.
Oh.
That's good.
All right, that's next week. Top 5. All right, NBA trivia time, JD.
It's a deep cut.
With another quiz.
Just answer the damn question.
Trivia challenge.
I just want you to answer the damn question.
I got a tough one today. I'm going to really test you guys here. I don't think this is going to be easy by any means, but we talked about Coach Casey becoming the Pistons' latest head coach. Mm-hmm. That's official. So, got me thinking, Pistons have had a lot of coaches over the last, 20 years, 25 years. I want to see if you guys can name the 14 Detroit Pistons head coaches since Chuck Daly left. So Chuck Daly was there for a long time, obviously got them some titles. He left in 1992, I believe it was. So they've had 14 coaches since then, 15 now if you count Casey. Can you name them?
Michael Curry.
Okay, so as you name them, I'll tell you sort of when Michael Curry was there or when these particular people were there. Michael Curry, 1 year, 08-09, correct.
John Kuster.
Very nice. He followed Curry for 2 years.
They walked out on Kuster.
Stan Van Gundy.
Stan Van Gundy, 4 years. Good job.
Ron Rothstein.
That's the first person after Chuck Daly there for 1 year. Really nice pull. Very nice pull.
You're going to throw a Rick Carlisle. You're going to throw a Larry Brown.
Okay, Rick Carlisle, 2 years, won 50 games back-to-back, and then got canned. For Larry Brown, who was there for 2 years, he won the 04 title.
Dougie Collins.
Doug Collins, 2.5 years, from 95 to 98.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. There's a lot more you can get, but there's some tough ones.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Mo Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks.
Good one.
He lasted only 50 games in the 13th.
Are we counting interims?
Yes, we are.
There was an interim.
Yeah, we are.
That guy after Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, that's right. That's his.
No,
he got a real simple first name.
Peter.
Nope.
John.
Yes.
John Johnson.
Peter John Johnson.
I don't think you would have got it. John Lawyer.
John Lawyer.
Yeah.
John Lawyer.
824 record.
Charges by the hour.
Lawyer, but lawyer L-O-Y.
L-O-Y-E-R.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but yeah. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. You guys doing pretty well there. You're missing, I'd say, 3 really.
Lindsey Hunter. Did he ever coach him?
No.
He just played.
Darryl Walker?
No. You're thinking Raptors. Because you got Michael Curry on the brain there, maybe, or something.
Who else have we got there?
You're thinking I'll give you
We're
this.
We're talking like 90s.
This guy's a tiny guy.
Lawrence Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
He was there 2 years between Kuster and Cheeks.
Right between the cheeks. Between the Kuster and the cheeks.
Between Kuster's cheeks.
You're Frank, where it falls on the body, right between your Kuster and your cheeks.
Only if you're doing a headstand.
All right, couple more.
Between two
Give us the years. Give us the
years. Okay, let me give you the one that you should have gotten. You're missing a guy that went to 3 straight conference finals. And he's better known with another franchise where he had a lot of success there as well. He's unfortunately passed.
Oh, Flip Saunders.
Oh, yeah.
Flip
nice
Saunders.
Yeah.
Went to 3 straight conference finals in 3
I
years.
definitely don't think about him on the Pistons.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're back at sort of the beginning. So, 93 to 95, after Ron Rothstein, this guy coached 2 years. You know his name. He's been a coach in other places.
George Karl?
No, he's...
gray. He probably has gray hair.
Dick Versace.
No, but his name starts with a D, his first name.
Dick Harder.
No.
Don Lemon.
No, his name is Don.
Don Nelson.
No.
Don Chaney.
Don Chaney.
Don, don't call
me Dick.
Yeah. 2 more. Current coach in the NBA. He was there for one full season from 98 to 2000. So he was canned at
Had
some
an
point.
overlap.
Yeah.
Coach in the NBA, Terry Stotts?
Nope. He just signed, I think, an extension. Coaching extension. With his squad. We talked about his team. His team came up when we were talking playoff. It's a playoff team. Yeah, you don't remember this guy there, eh? I don't.
Nate McMillan?
Nope. Western Conference team that he coaches now.
Alvin Gentry.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the final one, did someone say Dick Irvine? No.
Dick Irving, famous Canadians play-by-play man?
It's George Irvine is the guy. I didn't think anyone was going to get that. He was there for one full season. Wow. Not bad. I'm pretty impressed there. The one you really forgot was Flip Saunders, I would say. Like the big names. Good job. It's a lot of coaches. I guess since the 90s. Not that crazy. We're almost done here. I did take you back. After I started thinking about it, it's a long time ago. The 90s, 92 to me sometimes feels like it was 10 years ago.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But what are we at?
25 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
that happened.
Oh, that's weird. All right, so we are almost done here. We check the tweets. We sort of follow up on some of the topics we were talking about earlier in the show. We got the polls, of course. Who wants to get us started here?
Well, Jacob Latil wants to know from Lee, what exactly is keeping LeBron from joining the Grizzlies?
They're in Memphis.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, he's not going to the
barbecue?
Grizzlies.
Despite the barbecue.
Listen,
No disrespect to the Grizzlies. A lot of disrespect to Memphis.
He's not going to play for the Grizzlies.
Okay, there you have it. That news has been broken.
Yeah.
Scotty Diggs tweets in all caps. Can't believe we haven't talked about this. Champagne goggles.
Yeah.
Champagne goggles.
Oh, right,
the tune.
right. The tune. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Now, is that on the internet?
Of course.
And there was 2 champagne goggles. So basically,
Yeah, explain the story.
we
People have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, I'm getting there. Unfortunately, I don't quite remember the story.
Yeah, so either do I. Or I
Okay, so here's what happens. Obviously, when
Please
teams
explain it to
win the
me.
championship, they put on champagne goggles.
Yeah, of course.
And then, because so they don't get sprayed in the eye. They're basically ski masks, ski goggles.
Indeed they are.
And then, I guess Trey was in the locker room, or was Lee in the locker room? Lee was in the locker room last year. We filmed a piece of him in the locker room. There was champagne spraying. That's where it gets fuzzy for me.
We started talking about champagne goggles. I don't know how it decided that it should be a song. Scotty Diggs sent in the song that said, something, champagne goggles protect your corneas.
Yeah, right.
Remember that?
Somebody made a song of
Yeah, and then somebody also made an actual rap song.
Okay, wait,
champagne
here's one
goggles.
on YouTube, but I don't know if it's going to be right.
Yeah, let's
But
see what happens.
let's
Be
try
careful,
it.
I guess, too.
Yeah, well, I have confidence in YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. It's a good start.
I think this is it, actually.
Yeah, I do think it did start like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Just when the shit needs champagne bottles.
Okay.
$1 million face champagne
I told you.
goggles.
This is it, though.
Sounds like a Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
Just when the shit.
Whoa.
He was about to say ship, so
saying
we're
ship.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is he saying ship?
I
Like
think he
championship?
is, actually.
Oh, well, let's play it.
Champagne bottles. $1 million face need champagne goggles.
Catchy, this stuff.
CBA, I'm paid full throttle. Warriors protect their corneas with the goggles.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Warriors
great.
protect the
Glad we
corneas
played
with
that.
the goggles. Good, I'm glad we got there. Wow. Anything else?
I mean, how do you top that? A couple more quick things here. Remember when Steve Kerr, was it during last year's finals or the one before, where he smashed a whiteboard?
Yeah,
That was last year, I think.
That was during the finals, yeah.
So there you have your answer. The best thing to smash is a whiteboard.
He had a pen.
True.
He didn't use his hand.
It's a playboard. You know, it's
Playboard.
not a weightboard.
Well, it's a small whiteboard.
Well, speaking
Well,
of
hold
that,
on. You don't think LeBron walked into the locker room and had like Kendrick Perkins hold a small whiteboard like it was a karate move, do you?
What else is Kendrick Perkins there for?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
we had a poll, best thing to punch, glass, a wall, or a white or blackboard. 52% say a white or blackboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the right answer.
Yeah,
I mean,
thought it was
you don't
glass.
want to
That was
cut your
stupid.
hand, a wall crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's tough for LeBron, right? Because you would say, don't punch with your shooting hand. But his left hand is what he writes with.
Whoa.
So he's really caught in between
I hadn't thought of that.
two hands. Caught in between a Frank and a Keister.
Cheeks and a Keister.
Cheeks and a Keister, yeah.
That's got to be coming soon.
Get your Frank cup between
the cheeks and the Keister.
Where's LeBron going this summer?
Isn't that like saying you're caught between a rock and a... Oh, I guess a hard place is a rock.
A
rock and a boulder. I got caught between a rock and a boulder.
All right. What do you got?
Where's LeBron going this summer?
Where's he going? Just tell me now.
Cavs, Rockets, Lakers, or Sixers are your choices. 35%.
Lakers.
Rockets. Lakers. 22 Cavs, 20 Rockets, 23 Sixers.
Oh, wow. Pretty split there.
Mm-hmm. Also, Logan Giantsbane tweets, is anyone else at the Warriors parade? With a picture at the Warriors parade.
Proving...
Or... is this somebody just tweeting a picture from a burner account? I mean, Lee was just in San Francisco. Could he have taken some pictures to upload? I don't know.
It's possible. How do you know that's San Francisco?
You can read the street signs.
And the street sign says, he's at the corner of San Francisco.
and Oakland.
It appears they're doing construction there.
Okay. I'm sold.
Okay.
It's definitely not you. Talking about who we would want to send perhaps into a conflict zone to negotiate.
Yep.
Peace Mellis says Shane Battier, Secretary of State.
Yep.
Also
Fantastic.
very possibly likely.
Yeah.
And then in terms of drop-offs, got already two
suggestions.
One not great suggestion. Starters karaoke. I don't even know how that would work.
Oh, no thanks.
We just play a song and Lee sings to it.
Yeah, what's that TV show, like Finish the Lyrics or whatever? That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, there was hosted by
Do You Know the
Mark
Lyrics?
McGrath.
Yeah, it may have been called Do You Know the
Sing-along? Great American Sing-along was
Something
one.
like
There's probably
that,
been
yeah.
more than one.
Yeah.
So what? We would play a part of a song, and then you stop
Stop
it,
it.
and then we have to pretend. We have to guess what the lyrics are. Oh man!
Take me on a trip. I'd like to go someplace. Take me to New York. I'd love to see.
I need to hear it. Take me.
I was just sort of doing it as a joke, so like you could literally lay that up. I didn't realize you would not know it. You just sang it on the
say
show.
Say it again. But give it a bit more this time.
Sing it, man. Sing it.
No, I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, come on. No, I can't remember it. I can't remember it.
Okay, take me to New. Oh, I don't know.
No, JD, you might have it though. Do you have it?
I don't have it. I'm playing
I'd love
the
to
end
see LA.
I'd love to see LA.
I really want to.
Come
Kick
get
it
it
with
with you.
Are you serious right now?
Because you'll be my.
American boy.
Oh, you're
wow.
good at this. You're good at this.
Nailed it. Okay, we won't be doing that idea. What was the other?
And then at BCQER, a suggestion that we've talked about actually. How about Rick's backstory for a drop-off?
Yeah, Rick and Todd.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Rick, one of our
We
cameramen.
could be a 5-part series because of
Interesting.
so much.
Wow.
There's so much.
We could send Rick to negotiate. I mean, he's met Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
So
Fidel Castro leaned over and pumped up his Reebok pumps. And there's a photo of it. It's amazing. It's an unbelievable story. Yeah, we have a
I mean, that is basically like Kim Jong doing it to him these days, isn't it?
Sort of. Yeah. All right. So the Rickster, get the Rickster on for a podcast. Talk to him. He was the first Goofy, right?
At Disney World.
Disney
in
World.
Florida.
Spent 2 months at Hurricane Katrina.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got some crazy stories. He seems to know everyone somehow.
Every time he sees Dr. Sanjay Gupta asks how he's still alive. You're still here?
You're still alive? My God.
He created his own tiki bar in his apartment.
Yep.
He's never worn sunscreen once in his life. Doesn't trust it.
True.
He once gave Trey a lift home in his convertible.
Top down, chrome spinning.
Yeah. All right. I like this. Maybe we should do this. Okay. Good ideas. Keep your ideas for drop-off podcast ideas coming. You can tweet at us, #TheStarters, or email us, thestarters@nba.com. As I said, join us tonight on NBA TV at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow, Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, for a special Playoff Awards edition.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, the Nets' Spencer Dinwiddie said his teammate Jared Allen will be a top 5 center in the league. Just be patient.
Embrace